first.
I want to get into it.
What you about to get into?
We have not seen a rollout for an album like this in hip hop in a long time.
Slow the fuck down.
Yes,
Slow
bro.
the fuck down. Slow.
Yes, bro.
No. I'm not about to let you. I'm not. So when you say rollout, what you mean by rollout?
What I mean by
what was their rollout? What did they do in their rollout? Because let's be real. Drake don't have some of the crazy rollouts when he about to drop some shit. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. The rollout is prepping for an album.
Yes, but he ain't do no rollout for Sexy Songs for You. That wasn't no rollout, and that was a collab album. There wasn't no rollout for that, bro.
What do you mean there was no rollout for that,
bro? There was no rollout.
The biggest rollout for that album was Drake cannot drop this shit under UMG. Where is he gonna drop it at?
Bro, that wasn't no rollout. I'm sorry.
The rollout is a narrative to build your interest into an album.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a gimmick. It doesn't have to be, you know what I'm saying, attach it with somebody else, which he did. But the rollout is something. The rollout is something to catch the audience attention to listen to the album. So his biggest rollout for that album was the beef, of course. Mm-hmm. To hear what Drake had to say next, and the rollout was, all right, we know we got the fucking lawsuit with UMG. How the fuck he's going to drop an album? That was the biggest of his rollout.
Nah, bro. But we ain't seen nothing like this, bro. You got all the...
Every one of Drake's albums has a crazy rollout. I'm sorry. You cannot take that from Drake, bro.
No.
You can't take that from Drake, bro. You can't take that from him, bro.
Again, you got all the blogs talking. You got all the media outlets talking. Even all the media outlets saying they haven't seen a hip-hop rollout like this in a long time.
What the fuck is what is a hip-hop rollout versus a musical rollout?
So let me land my fucking plane then.
All right, do your thing, guys.
Let me land my fucking plane.
Go there.
So before even the album had got announced, let's talk about the runway that they did for Louis Vuitton in Paris.
What the fuck did that have to do with the album? That had nothing to do with the album.
Hold on. Again, let me land the plane first.
Nah, bro. No, you dancing, bro. You dancing, bro.
Ain't nobody dancing.
Because you're attaching shit that has nothing to do with the album.
Bro, because it has everything to do with the fucking album.
It doesn't.
Because the Chains and Whips was first premiere in 2024 at the runway show in Louis Vuitton. Then right after that, we get Ace Trumpets. And then from Ace Trumpets, we get the interview with Ebro. We get the interview with Jerry Lorenzo, with Pharrell in the interview too as well. Hold on. I am not fucking done. I am not done. Yeah, I know this gonna agitate. I know this gonna irk your soul like a motherfucker.
Cook your little chicken, bro. Cook your little chicken, bro.
Yeah, bro. And then on top of that, when the album dropped, they drop a Tiny Desk the same day the album come out. And the Tiny Desk alone, everybody watched Tiny Desk. Everybody watched.
The Tiny Desk was after.
No, bro, no. The Tiny Desk was after. No, the Tiny Desk was Friday. But you know us hip hop heads, we stay up that Thursday night because we all know all new albums come out at 9 o'clock on Apple. Am I right or am I wrong?
So you credit his album off the outrow off of Tiny Desk?
No, bro. No, I'm not just talking about. Bro.
His outrow is some interviews and the Tiny Desk. That's his outrow. Which makes it the greatest.
Rollout, bro. Yes, one of the greatest, bro.
So
one of the greatest.
So to make his outrow one of the greatest is a Tiny Desk performance. In a couple of interviews. That's what makes his outrow the biggest.
Bro, and then the interviews that we're talking. And not only that, we haven't seen Malice in over 15 years. His brother haven't rapped with him in over 15 years.
With him, I'll give you that one.
Come on, bro. Okay. Like, bro, and we all know this. And then on top of that, they just did the ESPY Awards. They performed there. So you can't tell me the rollout.
Was that before or after the album?
After, and this is after. Tiny Desk was...
The rollout is before the album dropped, bro. You got to understand, bro, I'm a manager with this. I have artists that I put money behind to make sure we see numbers.
Okay, did we not? So yeah,
for the first week. That has to be before the shit drops.
Yes, and then before that, bro.
Anything after that is to energize after.
Okay, and I get what you're saying. So they already had the interview with Ebro. They had the interview with Jerry Lorenzo. They had the interview in the Louis Vuitton store. And this was all before the album dropped. Okay. The Breakfast Club before the album dropped. And then when the album dropped, here comes the Tiny Desk. And then after that Tiny Desk, they perform at the ESPYs Award. What are you talking about,
But here's my friction with that.
Just say you're a Clipse hater. I would respect you more if you just say I don't fuck with the Clipse like that.
Here's my friction with that.
Just say that.
Here's my friction with that. If you're having that rollout for the album and you're going to count interviews and shit towards that, they have to be talking about the album to push the fucking album or something towards that content.
They were. They had 2 singles out. So be it in Ace Trumpets. What are we talking about? And the singles did. They phenomenal.
And they disappeared after that.
No, they didn't. They did not disappear, bro.
So after they did those interviews, when we saw Pusha at the Revolt World, where was his promoting the album?
They were in album mode. They were in album mode.
So if you're in album mode, why are you not talking about the album? Not, you know what I'm saying, getting the media. You're in one of the biggest media outlets, Revolt World, where all the content creators, where the biggest people there. You don't say a peep about the album. And even look, I'm gonna give y'all a little insight. When me and Steve was at the fucking Revolt World, they told us not to ask the certain edgy questions. So we really couldn't ask the questions we wanted to when we was at Revolt.
Facts.
So although we couldn't ask them questions, Pusha didn't push the album when he knew that he had Kendrick verse at that point. Let's be real.
Okay. Well, let's just play devil's advocate. Tyler did the same thing with Chromacopia. He didn't do no promotion, and he dropped it on a Monday. Kendrick definitely didn't do no promo, and he dropped GNX randomly on a fucking Friday. So what are we talking about?
We're talking about their outroll being the greatest.
Yeah, everybody is saying
Kendrick,
that. Everybody is saying that, bro.
Kendrick did some other shit for his outroll before that shit happened. If you want to talk about Tyler, his outrolls was it being a surprise drop. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the difference between the two. I don't see the greatness in his outroll. I'm sorry, bro.
Well, I do.
The outroll wasn't.
Again, I do. I do.
The label didn't put nothing behind them to put them behind a certain people.
And even speaking of the label, let's talk about how Def Jam didn't want them to bring the album out because of the Kendrick verse, and then all it took was 48 hours, and they were on Rock Nation, and Rock Nation dropped the album. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because of one fucking simple verse, because of Def Jam. They didn't want to catch all the little backfire, whatever, with the whole Kendrick verse. So now they didn't want to do it. They had to buy themselves out the deal. And the deal was 7 digits. Pusha T said that. And then within 48 hours, their manager called Jay-Z, and Jay-Z made it happen for them. Within 48 hours, and bam, we got Let God Sort Them Out.
Everything you said, I love everything you just said. But you're moving the goalposts. That has nothing to do with
I'm not moving the goalposts.
That's something to make
I'm
a
not
single
moving the goalposts.
happen.
Once again, if you have Ebro talking about this, you have the guy who made Fear of God, Jerry Lorenzo talking about this, who did an interview with him. You got Old Man Ebro with Hot 97.5 and him working at Apple Music doing all of this. And then the interview that they did with the white boy when they were talking about the whole Travis Scott thing, which I agree on them because that was some fuck shit that Travis Scott did, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, in a little bit. But that was a rollout. People don't do that no more. People do not. They don't go to the outlets. They just expect just for media, for TikTok and for Instagram, just to do it, bro. It don't work like that, bro. They literally gave a one-on-one how to roll out an album. Drake, we're witnessing what Drake doing it right now with Iceman. He did a whole little live stream. He's trying to do his little rollout. So now, not only that, you got the older niggas going back to rollouts, bro. Like, for real, straight up. Like, straight up.
So, what you got them talking about a verse, you know what I'm saying, being blocked out, being on the album. Not even an album, just one record off the whole album. You're going to credit that towards the rollout for the album?
Yes, because it was part of that. Because if that didn't happen, we probably would never got the album in the first place.
So if we didn't get that verse on that one record, we wouldn't got the entire album? That's what you're telling me?
Yes, and I'm standing on that. I believe that. That's you. That's you. We know you. We know how you feel about the Clipse, bro. Like your tone is already saying it. Your chest is tight like Jim Jones and Drake right now. But it's okay. It's okay.
This man is saying
it's okay.
This man is saying that if we didn't get a verse on one record, we wasn't going to get the album.